Hey everybody, I'm back in Genesis today in chapter 27 in verses 11 through 17. It says, "But look," Jacob replied to Rebekah, "my brother Esau is a hairy man and my skin is smooth. What if my father touches me? He'll see that I'm trying to trick him, and then he'll curse me instead of blessing me." But his mother replied, "Then let the curse fall on me, my son. Just do what I tell you. Go out and get the goats for me." So Jacob went out and got the goats, the young goats, for his mother. Rebekah took them and prepared a delicious meal just the way Isaac liked it. Then she took Esau's favorite clothes, which were there in the house, gave them to her younger son, Jacob. She covered his arms and the smooth part of his neck with the skin of the young goats. Then she gave Jacob the delicious meal, including the fresh baked bread. So we're continuing the lie, right? Isaac's being sneaky. Esau is guilty in this too. He's agreed to be sneaky because the birthright and the blessing should go to the child getting the birthright. Jacob already had the birthright. He should get the blessing too, but Isaac's trying to split it because he's playing favorites. And Esau knows this, so he agrees to be sneaky. Isaac's being sneaky. Rebekah's eavesdropping. Now she's coming up with her own plan, and Jacob's going right along with it. So we got 4 members of this family. All 4 of them ended up to their necks just with sin, problems, deceptions, just bad stuff. These folks need to sit down and have a conversation. I think there might be some family counseling needed here. I mean, they probably need to call a professional. But Jacob looks at the situation and gets very kind of pragmatic. He says, "What if my father touches me? He'll see that I'm trying to trick him." So Jacob's kind of being true to his name of trickster or scoundrel, which is kind of what his name means here. And he was happy to go along this plan. His concern was not in right and wrong. His concern was, would it succeed? That's a problem. Jacob wasn't worried about lying. Jacob was worried about getting caught. You know, when I was a kid, if I got caught doing something wrong, I remember my mom would say, "Are you sorry you did it? Or are you sorry you got caught?" That's a good question. Jacob was obviously not sorry about doing it. He was only sorry if he got caught. So he's trying to figure out how not to get caught. So he was willing to abandon the question of right and wrong and only concern himself with what works. We cannot do that in our lives. We cannot do that within our church. We cannot let ourselves be people that just go along with whatever works and compromise what is right and wrong. Look, God will bless us for doing what is right in His way, in His time. And we can't allow ourselves to be deceived by the world's standards of just do whatever works. It's not how it goes. Now, the way that they tricked him was really interesting. They put Esau's clothes on him, because remember, Isaac was almost blind at this point. He couldn't really see. So they put Esau's clothes on Jacob. Makes sense. Even the scent, the smell of the clothes would have been, different than Jacob. Then they put goat hair, like goat hide, on his arms and on his neck. That tells me something. It's really, really interesting, because I think from birth, Esau may have had a genetic disorder that is known as hypertrichosis. And this is a disorder where people have a large extra growth of hair all over their body. Their entire face, their neck, their arms, legs. It's very much like a thick coat of hair. And that's how Esau is described from birth. It's talked about when he was born, he was covered with a thick coat of red hair. And his name Esau literally means red. So I think that may have been something that was happening with Esau. We don't know that for sure, but reading into context and understanding things that we know now about science and medicine makes pretty good sense. So Jacob was concerned with getting away with the crime. We can't be concerned with getting away with the crime. We've got to be concerned with what is right. You guys be good. See you soon.